Yo, what's poppin' everybody? This is Sable594 on behalf of Alphatradingcardgames, and today we're going to show you guys a TELEDAD deck profile from the 2008 format. So TELEDAD, it morphed and evolved from Dark Arm Return after that format ended, and we got the Synchros and the Tuners in Duelist Genesis. This deck was born, ended up becoming the best deck of 2008 in a way. You know, TELEDAD format, named the format after itself. A lot of skill involved in the mirror matches thanks to Dark Arm and a bunch of other cards, and it's a pretty famous legendary deck. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. This is what my best version for 2008. I have a lot of experience using this deck in later formats too, so hope you guys enjoy it. So we're gonna start things off with the boss monster, face of the deck, of course, Dark Arm Dragon. So this card got semi-limited to 2 after the Dark Arm Return format, but of course it's still incredibly powerful, and as you draw through the deck with Allure and Destiny Draw, you should still be able to see it most of the time. Thanks to this card, you could OTK your opponent at the drop of a hat if you summon your Synchros and set up your graveyard, and then you can summon this guy too. And if your opponent doesn't stop it with Solemn Judgment, then you're going to be able to clear your opponent's field and then just pretty much OTK them as soon as your second turn, really, like your first turn even. If you play second, you get the right cards, your opponent doesn't have the right responses. It is possible with this deck. So incredibly powerful, very easy to manage in this deck early to mid game, keeping just 3 dark monsters so you can summon this card. Okay, so Dark Arm Dragon, and we got 1 Dark Grepher. So this card is essentially a -1 no matter how you use it, but it gives you the ability to regulate your graveyard and make plays with Malicious, maybe set up, even if you minus, just have the exact amount of dark monsters to summon Dark Arm Dragon and then go for plays there. It's quite good. It allows you to overextend in a way. I mean, if you discard a Malicious or another high level dark monster, you special summon this card. So you can still use your normal summon, perhaps even summon another tuner, and then if you can't go for 2 level 8 synchros, you could go for a level 6 and a level 8 synchro with this guy. So lots of different plays. So just 1, worst comes to worst, you don't need it, you can just allure it away, and its stats are decent too. 1700, it's decent enough for a level 4 monster, plus it's a warrior, easily searchable with reinforcement of the army too. So just 1 of this guy. I've got the hero engine, of course. We got the 1 elemental hero Stratos. This card was of course limited. Amazing, of course, it's going to search us any hero monster, D hero, elemental hero, even evil hero, as you guys will see pretty soon. And I mean, it's usually the monster you want to open with. If you can't really summon a bunch of synchros turn 1, then you just want to summon this guy and prepare, add the necessary heroes. Just get the +1 when you summon him, perhaps play some back row behind him. And it's amazing. If you special summon this card with Monster Reborn, Call of the Haunted, and what have you, you can still gain his effect. And its effect to destroy spells and traps, of course, it's still very useful. It could come up, you never know. Easily recruitable with Rhoda once again. You gotta have it, of course, D hero engine recruiter. So for the D hero engine, there's many ways you can go about this. I've got the Destiny hero Dasher as the big guy. So this card, it allows us to make some plays with evil hero Infernal Prodigy, as you guys will see later on. It's a big guy, but if you discard him, then depending on what you draw, if you draw a monster at your standby phase, you can special summon that card. And once again, it allows you to make more aggressive plays. Now I like him because you know, he's a big guy. Sometimes you could have this guy on the field and use emergency teleport and then go for a level 8 synchro play that way. And you know, we didn't have all of the new D heroes that we have right now, so he was one of the better ones back then. Okay, so we gotta have the triple Destiny hero Malicious. So this card went to 3. It was at 2 during the Dark Arm Return format, and then it went to 3. It's almost like Konami knew that we would want to exploit this card with tuners and what have you. So this card is obviously very amazing, the heart and soul of the deck in a way. You discard this through Grepher, through Destiny Draw, through other means, and you basically gain the ability to make 2 synchros with this. You use the effect 2 times. If you discard it from the hand, if you got 2 in the deck, you get 2 synchro plays. So you can be extremely aggressive, but that's where the skill comes in this deck too. You know, you've got only these 2 plays, and if you mess them up or if you make them and you don't manage to win and just progress into the game, then that's all you got. It's very difficult to, you know, recover these cards back, put them in the deck, and then put one in the discard pile to do the effect again. So you get 2 plays. So hopefully with this and Dark Arm Dragon, you can win. Okay. Next up, we got the 1 Diamond Guy. So this card is obviously, you know, one of the better level 4 Destiny hero monsters. If you summon this and you reveal a normal spell card on the top of the deck, then you get to use it. It's essentially a +1, and you can dodge costs in the case of Destiny Draw 2. too. So it's a very good card. D-draw target at the end of the day. It's really what these cards are in here for, like for the most part. And it's got the highest attack for a level 4. And that's basically it. There is a little bit of synergy with the next guy, and that is the Blade Master. So I run one of this. He's a crush card target. I forgot to mention this, but Destiny Hero Malicious Force, it is also a crush card target. But this guy, if we have, let's say, a Diamond Dude, we don't have a very good hand going, and we got this guy, and then we got this guy in hand. Blade Master is essentially a collude in a way. It's not as broken, but it's like an honest collude in a way. During only your opponent's battle phase, if they attack a Destiny Hero monster, you can discard this, and all of your Destiny Hero monsters will gain an 800 attack. So this can also combo with Dasher. It can combo with Diamond Dude, make him 2200, and sometimes that could be a great help. So if that doesn't work out, D-draw target, of course, that's what it's in here for. And because it's a level 3, it allows us to make some plays that I'm going to talk about later too. It's important. Now for the last hero, the only evil hero here, we got the Evil Hero Infernal Prodigy. So this is a sort of my personal tech. I also use this in the Dark Armor turn deck. Now we have a lot of monsters. People are used to monsters that just special summon themselves for free now. Even if your opponent doesn't have monsters like Cyber Dragon. But this card was the original one. You have to summon it, special summon it in attack position. But what it does is if you tribute it for another hero monster, even D hero, then you can draw a card. So this is where the combo with Dasher comes in. So if you have this, you get rid of this special summon Dasher. So technically it's a -1, but during the end phase you're going to draw a card with this effect if you tribute summon it like that. And then you can go for a teleport play and then get a level 8 synchro just like that. Now if you do this with Malicious, then it's like you can get 3 synchros, 3 level 8 synchros, have the right cards. So you can go for a triple synchro play if you got this, and you summon Malicious from the hand, you don't discard it. So lets you do a lot of combos like that. If you special summon this, you can normal summon Sangan or Blade Master, and then you use teleport. You can also go into Black Rose and Nuclear Field. One of the only ways you can special summon, synchro summon Black Rose in this deck. So that's another interaction you can do. And it's a crush card target. It's a hero. You can search this with Elemental Hero Stratos. Worst comes to worst, you can just allure it away. It's just a useful monster. You can do a lot of different combos with it. And if you're tributed, you always draw a card back thanks to its effect. So it's never a minus. Okay, we got the one Sangan right here. So Sangan, if things are slow, you set this, you summon this, and if it dies, you get whatever. You guys know, it was before the errata. And if you got teleport, you can also synchro with this too into Magical Android if you want to go for that play. We got Plague Spread or Zombie, one of this guy. So this list does go to the Crossers of Chaos up to the end of the 2008 format. Just because I just think this guy is just a great fit in this deck. He just helps out Malicious a lot. Another great target to discard into the graveyard and make plays, aggressive plays like that. If Malicious is in your hand, you can put it back in the deck and sort of mitigate that guy's big weakness of having stuck Malicious in the hand. Like, believe me, there's plenty of times where you're just gonna have 2 Malicious. I even have drawn 3 Malicious sometimes in my long history of using this deck. So this guy can at least help fix that. Level 2 tuner, it's dark, oh, it's amazing. And then for the last tuner, you gotta have the triple Creepons, of course. So this is the emergency teleport target. You can run the Psycho Commander in this deck too if you want, but because it's an Earth target, because it's 3, and because, you know, our aim isn't really to synchro summon level 7 monsters and go for plays like that. You just want to summon Stardust Dragon, Colossal Fighter most of the time. I just decided against it, to be honest. There's a lot of different techs and ways you can build in this deck. Like, for example, another use for Evil Hero Infernal Prodigy is if you run the Chaos the Dark Monarch, it's a popular card in Teledad and the side deck. Then you can also special summon this and instantly tribute summon the Caius. That's another play you can do. So instant like that. A lot of different techs. Like with the D heroes, there's a lot of different other D heroes you can run. Defender. I like that guy later on when we could exceed summon and stuff. Right now we couldn't do that in 2008. But anyways, you guys get the idea. For the spells, we start with Triple Allure of Darkness. Obviously, this card, you gotta run it in this deck. It just helps boost the speed so much and make it tier 0, make it so fast. You draw first, then you remove, and that's amazing. Lots of targets in this deck. Pretty much everybody almost, besides, I think besides Stratos, really. Everybody else is a target. Then we got the triple Destiny draw. You have this too for the D heroes. D heroes in this deck, I'm pretty sure there's 6, just good enough to get the job done, have enough targets to discard with this, and then keep drawing until you see what you need. We got the 1 Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial was at 1, and with this you can instantly, of course, send malicious to the graveyard and make plays if you've got the right cards in hand, like you have a Creep-Ons, Teleports, and you can also send something to make a Dark Arm Dragon live. You can send Plague, just a lot of cards. It's a minus, but if worse comes to worse, like if you don't really need it, if Plague is in the discard pile, it is in the graveyard already, you can stack this on top of the deck and make a play like that. Okay, got the triple Emergency Teleport. Of course, you gotta have this. Special summons the Creep-Ons, and you can go for your level 8 sync for plays like that. It's a quick play spell, so there's a lot of interactions you can do with it. It's very versatile. You can just attack, and your opponent thinks they're safe, and then after you attack, they've got nothing. Obviously, you can use this special summon Creep-Ons, go for another poke, and just helps OTK them. This deck can really put a lot of pressure in so many ways. So another interaction you can do. It can be used defensively too in an emergency, but usually if you're in that situation, probably gonna use. But yeah, we got the double Rhoda. Search the Warriors, search Stratos, Dark Grepher, any D hero so you can make Destiny draw live. Obviously an amazing consistency card. And then we got some staples. We got the Brain Control, the Reborn. I mean, these cards speak for themselves. Brain Control is gonna win you games. In mirror matches, you can do a lot more things, of course. Stealing tuners and stuff, stealing, dark monsters. And in Monster Reborn, once again, you can special summon a lot of your powerful monsters, get extra pluses with Stratos, special summon a level 8 Synchro if it died somehow. I mean, I guess you can special summon Sangan. You can do a lot of stuff. And then we got the Spell and Trap removal. So this is really all we had when it comes to the best ones. You get the 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Giant Tornado, and 1 Mystical Space Typhoon. MST was limited to 1, and you can run things like Dust Tornado 2 if you want. It actually wouldn't be bad, because if you can clear your opponent's Spell and Trap card removal, there weren't really any hand traps that really mattered. Kuribo is the one that comes to mind. That's it. Like, Cores wasn't out yet, and if you could clear your opponent's back row and you have the right cards in hand, you can OTK just like that at a moment's notice. So Giant Tornado is obviously a minus if you use it and then you don't win, so you got to be careful when you play it. And then Heavy Storm is the Heavy Storm, speaks for itself. Okay, and then for the traps, Crush Card Virus. So lots of targets in this deck. You see this, you resolve it. You're gaining so much advantage. You look at your opponent's hand to destroy strong monsters. I mean, God. And then for 3 turns, if your opponent draws 1,500 or more attack monsters, they still get destroyed. So it's broken, of course. Then we got the 1 Trap Dust Shoot. So this is good, obviously, to attack your opponent's hand. It's good if you sort of play first, open with this, and then you set it, and then you can hinder your opponent as soon as possible. It could be a dead card late game, but you run it because it's so good. You can side it out if you want to. And then at the triple Solemn Judgment, this card is so important. Control the game, stop your opponent's Dark Arm Dragon, stop Stardust Dragon, Judgment Dragon from summoning any sort of crucial normal summon. Like, you can even stop Stratos if you want to. Just stop important stuff. Negate spells and traps too. I think this card speaks for itself. You really wanted to make sure you use this to stop Dark Arm Dragon most of the time in the mirror match. Just use it right. But you never know. I mean, it depends on the game state. So you run this 100%. It gives this deck a lot of control factor. And I also run the Magic Drain here as another counter trap. So another sort of personal choice. This card is very underrated in my eyes. So it gives your opponent the chance to sort of negate this card's effect, but they always have to minus no matter what. They have to discard a spell. So a lot of the times, if they use Destiny Draw and they're thinking they're going to get their +1, if they have to discard another spell to resolve the Destiny Draw too, then it can be very painful. Obviously, it can save you against Brain Control and other powerful spells like that. You can negate them. It gives you a little bit of protection too. Like, if you have a bunch of back row, you have Solemn Judgment, you can sort of use this, and I mean, it depends on how many back row you have. If you have 2, then it's okay to risk it. But if you have 3 or more, then maybe you shouldn't risk it. But if your opponent plays Heavy Storm, then you can use this as opposed to sacrificing your Solemn Judgment and paying half. So it depends on the game state, depends on how to use it, but obviously it's very powerful counter trap. So that's it. And then the last trap, One-Dimensional Prison. So I prefer this versus the Mirror Force, because Mirror Force, the best players know how to play around it, and Mirror Force is not good against Stardust Dragon. So this stops Stardust Dragon, and removing from play monsters, banishing monsters is very good, much better than going to the graveyard, of course, back then. So sometimes it's going to help them, like if they don't want another dark monster to go in the graveyard. But most of the time, if you can remove your opponent's dark monsters, they're not going to appreciate it. They can't go to the graveyard. And then for the extra deck, it was just through Duelist Genesis and Process of Chaos, the sets that we had. So thankfully, we do have enough good synchros. You got double Magical Android, you got the double Goyo Guardian for level 6, one Revive King Hades, just in case you steal like a zombie and go for that with Plague, one Black Rose Dragon. I explained how to summon this card with the Evil Hero Infernal Prodigy. You never know, it could be handy. Colossal Fighter, you'll usually be going to this after you go into the Stardust Dragon as a monster that could revive if it dies by battle, and it's quite powerful. Triple Stardust Dragon, you must have this, of course. It's usually the first synchro you're going to be going to protect your board, give yourself protection. Obviously, it can protect itself from destruction. And we got 2 Thought Ruler Archfiend, Mental Sphere Demon. Another very good synchro too if you want to play it, if you feel like your opponent has traps that won't work against it. And then last is the Red Dragon Archfiend, or another dark, like if you want an instant 3k level 8 synchro. So this is basically the deck, guys. If you enjoyed this video, I'll do the Dark Armor Turn video too next in the next time. Like I'll do Dark Armor Turn 2, my Dark Armor version of that in 2008. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to Alpha Trading Card Games for all sorts of Yu-Gi-Oh content. Check me out on SaberWolf94 if you're interested in Pokemon TCG videos too. And I'll see you guys next time. SaberWolf94, Alpha Trading Card Games.